Karen and Ham family.
On this farm every day. I don't even know. Birds are out. Hey boys. Taking this seriously? Okay, so I mentioned just briefly in the last vlog that I was going a different direction for homeschool in the coming year, and then everyone asked me why and what direction I'm going, and so hey, here we go, vlog number 2. All right, the direction I'm going is The Good and the Beautiful. So if you want to check it out, it's thegoodandthebeautiful.com. But the reason I was using Sunlight before, which is what I showed y'all in the last vlog, and I love Sunlight, except for I had moved away from their history, and I had moved away from their Bible, and I was moving away from their science, and I just decided, you know what? I like it when it all comes together. And so I'm doing everything from The Good and the Beautiful except for math, which I'm sticking with Math UC, which I showed in the last vlog. If you know anything about homeschool, then you know there's like a couple of methods, and The Good and the Beautiful follows the Charlotte Mason method, which I really like. It's a lot of reading imaginative stories to really help engage the mind. So not just talk about facts in history, but like let's read an autobiography or a biography about someone in history. I'm a big fan of also like watching movies that relate to whatever you're studying in science or history. That's a great way to like link it into the brain with the kiddos or with the mom. And so that's why I made the switch. I do feel like I need to disclaimer because I don't know, maybe it matters to you, but the author or the creator of the Good and the Beautiful curriculum is Church of Latter-day Saints, and the curriculum is non-denominational. So if you see that and if that scares you, or if you don't want to have a certain, denominations biased in your curriculum, don't you fret. That is not here. All is well. Okay, this is Gager's curriculum. All of his curriculum is right here, preschool. So this curriculum goes by levels. This is level K primer. So there is a level P, which is true preschool. This one's like priming him for kindergarten. This is his whole curriculum, all in one little booklet, which is so lovely. And so the levels are based on the child's ability and not their grade level, which is great because then you can focus in on your kid a little bit better. But this is about like actually writing the appropriate, the way to write the appropriate letters, how to recognize the different letters, how to make the letter sounds. Isn't it pretty? But yeah, here you go. So it says, have the child cut out the letters on the following page. It gives you all the instructions, and then it'll even tell you, read to the child. In the last lesson, we talked about the word cat. Let's say all the sounds of the letters in the word cat. So again, super easy to go, and it's just lesson 4. Okay, so you do 1 lesson a day, or maybe you won't even get through 1 lesson a day. Here's merits. This is a year, 30 weeks. All you will need for the kid, which I love because we travel with homeschool a lot, is this literature book and his reader. Instead of all of these individual books that he's gonna read for the year, like these are all separate books, they just put them all into one spiral. So all the books he's gonna need to read this year are in this one book, right? So that's super helpful because it's all one thing instead of having to buy all of the separate books. So these are all the books he's gonna read this year. Here's his curriculum. Same thing, every day we're doing a lesson, and they have sight words, and we have, what are they called? Grammar, I guess, grammar things, spelling words. So here's your overview of Unit 1. Then we have Lesson 1. So we have practice phonic card. That's what I was thinking of, phonics. So we have to practice our phonics cards, which come, and then read to the child. Do you think it would be fun to camp in the scene shown on this page? Here's the scene shown on this page. This is, I also love this curriculum because it ties in a lot of fine art and like studying the fine art, just commenting on it, understanding art, so beautifully decorated. And it's just really easy to grab and go. And it is open and go, which means you just open up the book. You don't need any prep time as the parent. Praise Gad. and you can just go. It has independent practice for each lesson so that there's time where the kid's working on their own, where you can work with another child. So that's too easy. How excited are you about your new curriculum? What did you say? Do you want to take a summer break?
Nope. I said, can we just skip summer break?
Just skip summer break and dive right into school?
Yeah.
I know, right? What do you think, Gage?
Do summer break.
You want to do summer break? All right, Cadence is level 2 based on, she might go through this really fast. It says it's advanced curriculum, so it says like start lower and go through it fast and then start the next level if you need. But again, 30 weeks of study, same as Merritt's. Isn't that beautiful?
That is.
So pretty. So it has just these beautiful artworks in here. Again, it's just lesson by lesson. There's a lot of independent study. There's handwriting in there. There's phonics study, spelling study, grammar, reading, art, all those things. So I just think that's so cool. And for Kay's age, she has 2 personal readers. Same idea. One we're gonna read together and one she's gonna read on her own, but the same thing. It's all the different stories she's gonna read for the year, all in one book, which is so travel friendly. We're also gonna start typing with Kay, which is great at this level. This came from Good and the Beautiful also. So it teaches them about the keyboard and then positioning, and then you just do a lesson a day. They're real short and sweet, but you're just learning to type, which is super important these days. Again, they're tying in the art. So history is a little bit different with the Good and the Beautiful. Most history teaches like ancient history, and then the next year you're learning about Renaissance, and then the next year you're learning about modern history, and then maybe you're learning about US history, and like kind of breaks it into chunks and you dive real deep into that chunk. That's what we've been doing so far. But the Good and the Beautiful does it a little bit differently. They do the whole from ancient history to modern day 4 years in a row. And you're doing all of history, so you get more of a sense of the flow of history. And then you just stop in different places and learn about different things every year. But every year you're doing the whole sweep of history. So I kind of love that. It's different than what I learned, and it's different than what I've been teaching. But hey, so here's the year 1 course book, same thing. There's audio recordings on here, like dramatic audio recordings. So it's not just all you reading. Sometimes they're listening to characters, which is kind of cool. Has you do some memorization of certain things that you can choose, like if you want to memorize the Constitution or the preamble or whatever. So yeah, lesson 1, creation, goes through like read this, do this, check it off, spend 15 minutes working on memorization, have the child complete lesson 1 assignments, blah, blah, blah. And then any of the stories that we're gonna read are in this second book. Again, beautiful illustrations. So that's cool. We're learning about the Bible as history. Bible is a little bit different. We went with Answers for Kids, which is a apologetics. It's from Answers with Genesis. It's apologetics, which means basically defending your faith. So this Bible curriculum is actually super deep and really cool and crazy. But it's again 30 weeks, and it kind of works a little bit like a Sunday school curriculum, but you would just do like break up the lesson by day. So let me show you that. So it gives you scripture to read, memory verse, and then you're gonna have, it tells you what to prepare. There is a little bit of preparation for this, but it does give you so many articles for you as the parent to read so that you understand what you're teaching. It comes with a DVD, so there's all these illustrations you print out, and then you read the lessons. I broke it up into days already, but you read the lessons, and then you have discussion questions, review, just to learn a little bit. Lastly is science. So this is back to the Good and the Beautiful. You pick different units. We started with marine biology because we're going to Atlantis and later this year in the Bahamas. So we wanted to learn about marine biology. There is a little bit of prep with this in terms of just getting supplies that you'll need. But what I love about this one is if I can get to it, you have all these like vocabulary words that you're gonna go throughout this unit. Again, beautiful pictures to observe, look at, talk about these awesome creations. They tie in fine art, again, with the science. You're doing geography in the science curriculum. You're doing experiments every time. They're very simple, not hard, but you're teaching them how to observe. And then this actually you cut up and make into a book and read the book at one point. But it's done so you can choose which unit you want to go to next. So after you finish this is like, you're supposed to do 3 to 5 units a year. So this will be like the first third of our school year. And then I'll pick either energy or, you know, botany or animals or whatever. You pick your unit. Animals. So there you have it. I'm excited. I think it's a beautiful curriculum. It's also super affordable. It would be a really good option to grab if you are not planning to homeschool long term, but if schools do not reopen in the fall, it would be a great option. It's also downloadable for free. So you don't have to buy all the printed materials. Everything is accessible on a PDF once you register with your email through The Good and the Beautiful. So it's very no risk, cost effective option.